Alright, you saw the thumbnail, you read the title of the video, you clicked the video. If I show you these two coins, odds are you know the purpose behind them and why it sucks to collect them. The Rareware coin and the Nintendo coin. This is not an appreciation video. Well, actually, no one appreciates these two coins. They're awful. But I'm gonna discuss what makes them so bad and how I would change this game to improve it. But a quick history lesson. Why are these coins important? Well, both coins are required to access the 8th and final boss key. The 8 boss keys unlock the jail cell to help this ally, K. Lumsey, who will help save the Kong's Island. It's how you beat the game. So how do you get these coins? Through arcade games. No, really, like the original arcade games that are playable in this Donkey Kong game. On the one hand, it's pretty unique that Rare found creative ways to fit this in DK64. Similar to the Animal Crossing game for the GameCube, it gives off like an Inception vibe, and eventually the player could forget that they were just playing Donkey Kong for a moment. And this isn't the last time we've seen such a detail. Super Smash Bros. Brawl being another example of having playable demos, which has opened the door to all sorts of specific speedruns. But going back to these two coins, it's not bad that they're included in this game. That part is fine. It sucks that they're required to beat the main story, and it's not the simplest task. Starting off with the Rareware coin, players will need to talk to Cranky Kong in his lab. Doesn't matter which world, just go find him. Once the player has collected 15 banana medals, he'll allow the players to play this old arcade game, Jetpac. But what the heck is a banana medal and how do you get 15 of them? When a Kong collects 75 of their designated bananas in a world, you're rewarded with a banana medal. So you walk into Angry Aztec, Tiny collects 75 of those purple bananas, boom, banana medal. Chunky Kong is swimming around Gloomy Gallon, collects 75 green bananas, boom, banana medal. You get it. There's 40 of these medals in the game, but you only need 15 of them. Honestly, by the time Cranky asks if you've collected 15 of these medals, there's a good chance you've already collected enough of them at this point. It's a whole domino setup. You need this to do that, to access this. So Jetpac. It's kind of fun and straightforward, and it's Rareware's first video game. They weren't even calling themselves Rare at this time. That's how old it is. So to obtain the Rareware coin, players must hit at least 5,000 points in the arcade game. And it's honestly not that hard of a challenge. As a kid, I struggled a lot more. The astronaut moves really fast, so it's easy to bump into obstacles or lose a life to reach a game over. Once you get a feel for the controls, you'll be bopping around in no time. After assembling the rocket and fuel and some other resources falling from the sky, players will reach 5,000 points in no time. Look, it's not a hard challenge, but man, it can take time to get there. Now, the Nintendo coin is where I have a problem. I'd like to have a chat with the developers for this one.
I just want to shoot it.
Inside the world Frantic Factory, Donkey Kong can activate the original arcade game. This game is so ancient, there's a good chance your mother knows this game. Go ahead, show her a snippet of this game and report back. I mean, it's sitting there in the background of the Mario movie, so I don't know. It's very thoughtful and fun that they placed the arcade game in this 3D game. But just getting things started is a hassle. You can't just walk in and hit play. The ability Gorilla Grab is required to start the game, as well as completing the world's Barrel Blast course, but that should be a breeze. It's just time consuming, but we're only getting started. So the first run through the arcade game rewards the player a gold banana. Great! You need it anyways, might as well take it. But to earn that Nintendo coin, a coin required to beat this game, you need to beat the Donkey Kong arcade game a second time on hard mode. Level 1 is that iconic level. Jump over the barrels, avoid the fireballs, use the hammer if you want. Just climb to the top and reach Lady to initiate the next level. Level 2 can be a little easier. Donkey Kong doesn't throw any barrels at you. The fireballs can be easily avoided, but the conveyor belts can mess you up and cause mistakes. And sometimes the pies themselves just aren't as easy to jump over. But otherwise, it's just as easy as level 1. Let's move on to level 3. This is the most painful, torturous, despicable design of a level. It's so bad. I'm genuinely still in shock that it's a playable stage in Super Smash Bros. Why? The elevators are notoriously awful at navigating. You can bash your head on the ceiling and die. Fireballs are conveniently placed in the worst possible location. And there's this god-awful spring sound. What the hell? I can't even hear my own thoughts! Can we turn this down? Hello? Sweet Arceus, this is not a fun level. Just moving left to right is a huge pain. Even if you Is that falling damage? They put falling damage in their platformer! Oh. When you finally make it to the top, the biggest challenge involves timing out those springs. Their movement seems really random. Like, I get a sense of a rhythm, but it doesn't matter. They still manage to hit me every time. Okay, finally. Level 4. I actually really enjoyed this level. It's just incredibly soul-crushing trying to reach it, and if you make one little mistake… But thankfully, it's more straightforward. Jump over all these blocks to bring down DK. There's more fireballs, sure, but so long as you keep an eye on them, you'll do just fine. So imagine beating all this, receiving a golden banana, and then being told you have to do it again! Isn't that awful? I haven't even shared the sweet little cherry on top. Players will have to pay with banana coins just to attempt it. Isn't this just a horrible design? Doesn't this make you just want to… It's one thing to tell players, hey kid, if you want, you can play this again for a coin. But if the kid tries and fails and just wants to move on, they'll be faced with a brick wall when trying to collect that final boss key. We are so lucky to live in a time where glitches and cheats are constantly discovered and shared on the internet. Look, I've beaten the arcade game multiple times in my life, but I just don't have it in me anymore. I will gladly abuse this walk-through walls glitch. So that's the problem with these coins. So what's the solution? Honestly, I have a simple one to offer. Make these coins optional. I mean, gosh, it's deserving of bragging rights, I'll give it that. But it shouldn't keep me from completing the game. So if collecting these coins becomes optional, there should still be some sort of objective. I propose one more mini-boss fight. Nothing complex, nothing time-consuming, but another mini-boss fight to prove the players are ready, and also extend this short-lived hideout helm just a smidge longer. Now, I don't know what the mini-boss fight could be. Maybe it's as simple as taking out one of every enemy one more time. Or a really big Kremling. Or maybe a rematch with Magic. I don't know, but there's a lot of options, and options are good. Requirements, not always as good. Alright, so talk to me. What are your thoughts on these two coins? Am I overreacting here? Am I underreacting? These coins fuel a lot of emotions. I don't know what to feel anymore. But what I do know is that it sucks to be stuck on a challenge that isn't even fair to begin with. And if it weren't for glitches, I'd have an even bigger problem with it. So let me know below any other solutions that come to mind to you. I'd love to know your thoughts. Thanks, and so long.